Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Friday Night is Organ Music Night, live from the beautiful town of Gackenbach. And a huge thank you to our friend Ralph Zislik, who has given us a wonderful tour of the church this afternoon. Ralph does not like to appear on camera, so there he is, the legendary Ralph. Stop! Ladies and gentlemen, during this evening's performance, my little microphone that I wear here will die. And you won't hear anything I say. Unfortunately, when we were recording for this video, we didn't notice it at the time. We had both of our little microphones running. I managed to get them fixed, believe it or not, but it broke again. And I was wearing the broke one. So halfway through the performance, my microphone dies. So after that point, I will have a little thing on the screen telling you what piece of music I'm playing, and we will take it from there. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have extra microphones on the Buy Me a Coffee wish list. Check it out. Enjoy the show. Ralph. And we are here this evening, not just with Ralph. We have many guests with us this evening, including Mr. Cameron Platts. Come over here, buddy. All the way from Maryland. It's Cam Platts, everybody. Remember, Cam was here a year ago, and Cam was here with Marco. Now, Marco is currently hiding behind a camera over there. Point at Marco. Point at Marco. There. There's Marco. But this time, Cam did not come alone. Cam took with him Kristen Platts. Come and sit beside me on this side, Kristen Platts. So the Platts gang are here. Where's my camera? There's my camera. The Platts gang have made it all the way from Maryland, and here they are.
Via Switzerland.
Via Switzerland. So what have you been up to, the two of you? Hold on, one of you needs a microphone. So who wants to do the talking?
He can do it.
You can do the talking.
Oh, well, I can. Right, speak. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'll hold it, and you can have a chat. What have you been up to then?
Well, we've been touring Switzerland. Thanks to Marco, we've been down to the Matterhorn. We've been to.
We did a 3-day train ride.
That's right.
All across the country.
All across the country?
All across Switzerland, yeah.
All across Switzerland.
Montreux, Lake Geneva.
Bern.
All
That's
these.
my pronunciation.
That's good, perfect. That perfect
We
pronunciation.
toured the Lindt chocolate factory plants.
Yeah.
We.
I can tell.
Yeah. We took in a concert.
Yes.
We had a wonderful concert there with the Zurich Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah.
And did a river or boat cruise in the Lake Zurich.
Wow.
And
Saw lots of mountains.
chocolate factory.
Lots
Oh
of
yeah,
He said chocolate. Lots of chocolate.
Lots of vitamins. I mean, ice cream and food. So we've had a wonderful time. And this is like the third or fourth chapter in our trip. So today is, should I say?
Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday, and we've had a wonderful tour of Ralph's amazing instruments here, and we're going to hear them now. And
as usual, we're very spontaneous. We've no idea what we're doing, and we're going to put something together that we can then put out on.
Sure.
Well, now you're watching it now on Friday night. This is going to be Friday Night is Organ Music Night. Very spontaneous, very live, and completely unprepared. So, in other words, same as every Friday, just with the addition, with some more guests this week. It's been a very busy week for me as well. On Monday, you saw Wayne Marshall came to visit. That was an amazing experience. And today, well, actually, that's not true. These guys arrived last night, and we had a wonderful dinner last night. Today, we're here in the church, checking things out, making a recording. And tomorrow, we're gallivanting about this part of the country. I won't say any more than that. And then on Saturday, you guys are going home again, unfortunately, yeah?
yeah, well, it's time to fly out the friendly skies.
Hands Across the Sea. We have to play that later as well, don't we?
Listen.
I'll do that on Sunday when you're home.
Okay,
So here we are, the Platts gang are here. Shall we play some music?
why don't we?
Kristen, a request.
The one we talked about.
The one we very spontaneously
Which is?
talked about.
Immortal, Invisible.
Invor-
God only wise.
Immortal, Invisible, God Only Wise. Number 33 in a new hymn book. Tell me about the hymn book you brought.
So this is the hymn book that is at my parents' church in Kirkhoven, Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
You betcha. And I've always really enjoyed this hymn book. It's the arrangements are not difficult, but they have very, very nice harmonies, and they're all singable keys as well.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's
Put
go.
a bit of effort to get this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a copy myself, so now I
Oh.
can tell you what number.
And she very kindly brought me a copy as well. So now I am armed with, I'm collecting hymn books from all around the world now. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So we've got Sure, and we've got A, and we've got, so we're surrounded by all these wonderful things. Love it.
Okay.
expect some shenanigans in the background while you're playing.
Some shenanigans
may
in the
be
background
something
while
going
I'm
on in the
playing.
background,
Okay,
so
well,
it'll be good. It'll be okay.
you do it quietly then, because we're recording. There's the mics over there recording the whole thing. Making a big noise today. And we were talking about this on Monday with Wayne, we're doing it spontaneously and quickly. This has to all to be edited together in a space of a couple of hours to go out live so that you can see it. And that's why I'm not using the full array of microphones. I am only using the MS, the mid-side array. So that's the Schoeps, one of the Schoeps microphones as the omnidirectional one, and the AKG as the figure of 8, capturing the beautiful stereo sound. I did that last time I was here and it worked beautifully, so we're trying it again. Keep it simple. I'm not going to say the second S.
Sam.
Keep it simple, Sam. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
Over to you, and I promise not to touch anything. So.
You three-finger technique. We need to see Cam's three-finger technique at some point. Immortal, Invisible. A little bit of improvisation on that theme, with something happening in the background as well. I don't know if you noticed while I was playing, one of the registrations kept popping in and out. This thing was flashing at me, so I'm not sure what's going on there. It's Thursday. It's close to the end of the week. I think we know what's happening. Now, we all know and love this instrument for that beautiful sound that we heard there in the middle there. The world's most beautiful tuba. It's absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Actually, while I've got Marco here, Marco, machst du gerade Pause oder kann ich dich mit der Kamera haben? Now this is amazing, you see, because Marco's got a handheld camera, so Marco can come up close, and if I sort of tell you about the organ, then Marco can come and film it for me. Isn't this exciting? Ladies and gentlemen, Marco, it's Razbuzz. Say hi. Hey. Hello, everybody. Hey, so look at this. Marco's got this really exciting rigged up camera here. This is absolutely, it's so professional. It's amazing. It's wonderful. But the amazing thing is he can do this now, you see, and we can actually demonstrate this magnificent instrument for you. He's got a little focus help here. He's got all the toys. It's amazing. Now, I've shown you this organ many times before, but normally you only see this view, yeah? So you see these stops on this side. Nobody ever gets to see this side, not normally. So here it is with all its beautiful stops on both sides. This is the organ that's upstairs on the balcony. I think Marco is going to show us the organ upstairs on the balcony. Perfect, there it is. The delicious Guckel organ upstairs with that beautiful French sound. So if I show you some of these beautiful French sounds, for example, these beautiful strings, the gambe and the voix céleste, absolutely beautiful, yeah? Ah, absolutely gorgeous. And I want. One of the most beautiful string sounds you can get anywhere, I think anywhere in this part of the, well, certainly in this part of the country, but anywhere in the country. I love it. And my favorite sound is, of course, the strings with the vox humana together. Which is just an absolutely gorgeous, are you filming me here? Perfect. Which is an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful sound that I really adore. Absolutely gorgeous. There's a lovely big 16-foot open flute on the pedal as well that's relatively new to the organ, and it just adds that gorgeous fullness of sound. Now, because both organs are playable from this console, here's the French organ, here's the English organ, I can couple all of these things together and play them from, well, play everything from here. So if I take, this is the solo manual, this fourth manual is a kind of floating manual, you can put lots of things on there, but this is the solo division with its strings, this is the swell division with its strings, and I can of course couple all of this down to the bottom manual here, including what I've got up there on the choir organ. So now I have this enormous Wanamaker style string vox humana deliciousness. I can add a 32-foot to it just to really shake the building around a bit. Check this out. Gets better though, because I can add octave couplers to it. So I can take the strings from the swell, add an octave higher, take the strings from the solo, add an octave higher, nicely out of tune, and even add some from the vox humana up there as well. Something that's really cool about this vox humana here, on the choir organ. I call it the choir organ, it's the main organ upstairs really. Technically this is the choir organ. The Vox Humana is only playable from downstairs. You can't play it from upstairs. So you have to be down at this console to get hold of that. Isn't it beautiful? Now, something that's really exciting is all the reed stops. All the wonderful reed stops on this organ. There's a lovely trumpet upstairs as well, which is swellable. And a beautiful 16-foot bombard. And then, of course, you have these beautiful reeds on this organ, a swell cornopean, a solo trumpet, and then the big trumpet that belongs on the grate. There are other ones. There's an oboe. And I think I've got the trumpet from upstairs on there as well. And then we have some other beautiful stuff. There's an orchestral oboe and a delicious clarinet. Which is delicious. Now we can get all of these lovely, lovely reeds together. There's even a 32-foot down in the pedals, of course there is. And then suddenly we have this amazing sound. Do I have it coupled here? Yes, I do. Very fiery sound. It's almost like you've got shamads and other things there. We of course have the tuba, which I've already been playing around. The tuba is a floating stop, by the way. Check out the stops up here, Marco, please. This is beautiful. The tuba stops. They have their own little section up here. And you have tuba to 1, which means you can have it on the first manual, second, third, fourth manual, or down on the pedals. So you can have the tuba wherever you want. Theoretically, you can have it everywhere. You wouldn't want a tuba to be everywhere, but you could if you wanted. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful sound. Now, one of the best sounds of any organ, and when Wayne was here the other day at my place, we were talking about this, 8 foots. So if we pull out all the beautiful 8-foot sounds on the organ, including the celestes, that's quite important, including the celeste, and we have a nice 32-foot sound down here as well. We get this absolutely delicious, warm, wonderful sound. I'm going to add the oboe from the organ upstairs as well, which is just delicious. I'm going to add some of the stuff from up there, and yeah, I think that's it. A beautiful, big, slushy sound. Check this out. I think we need a piece of music for this, don't you? Let's just randomly open the book and find a number. Can I have a random number, please? Let's have, what shall we have? 109. 109, that's random. And it is, do you know what it is? It's Lamb of Glory. Let's find out what this is. Very spontaneous. In fact, it's so spontaneous. This book is new. I have to break the spine to get it to stay open. I hate doing that, but we have to. Is it going to stay? It is. Check this out. I like that. Lamb of Glory, with all the 8-foot sounds all mixed together. Big, lovely, scrunchy, yummy, warm, cuddly, lovely sound. What about all the flutes on this organ? There are many, many flutes on here. We have a beautiful flute harmonique on the organ upstairs. We have a lovely whole flute. But we have a delicious clarabelle as well. What do we have here? We have a normal stopped flute on the swell. Swell. And if I get them all together, all the 8-foot flutes, we're going to have an absolutely lovely little sound here as well. Let me just make sure I've got everything. You have to remember we have 2 organs here, and trying to get everything together is I sometimes forget to make sure that everything is coupled down. Which manual is that? It's this one. Perfect. Lots of flutes, lots of lovely sounds. This is a very simple tune. Get happy. Sing hallelujah, get happy. Wonderful old Harold Arlen tune there. On the flutes, and nothing but the flutes. It is a deliciously simple sound, but lovely. When we arrived at the church at about just after lunchtime today, I asked Ralph if he would give us the complete tour and the complete history of this instrument. Now, one of these days I'm going to get Ralph on camera and we're going to do that tour together. And it's the most fascinating story imaginable. This instrument, which is now on its own a 3-manual 40-odd stop instrument. Yeah? Originally it was supposed to be a 2-manual 18-stop organ, and it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing in height as well. And the organ upstairs on the organ loft, in the organ loft up on the stage, or as it were up there, the French-style organ by Gackenbach, the German organ builder from down near Heidelberg. It was originally supposed to be like the interim organ that was here in the church. It's a fascinating story. It had pride of place up there. It's been added to over the years, and actually later on this year, into next year, it's going to be added to as well. There are going to be an extra, well, hopefully an extra 14 stops added to the organ up there, including some 32-foot stops, plural, to the organ up there on the organ loft. So altogether, this is going to be about an 85 stop organ here in this magnificent parish church, out in the middle of nowhere in the German Westerwald. It's amazing. The whole story is absolutely amazing, and it's all down to one guy, Ralph Zislik, who's the organist here. He's been the organist here since the early 90s, and without Ralph, none of this would be possible. And actually, Ralph has a kind of magic touch. Everywhere he's involved, there's a beautiful organ installed there. And Ralph has even more instruments in storage waiting to be installed in places. So while I am trying to save the organ world by sampling organs so that we have a digital representation of their sound forevermore, Ralph is doing the thing with real pipe organs. He's going to churches that are closing down, organs that are up for sale or up for grabs. He's grabbing them, he's taking them, he's putting them in storage and keeping them ready for a future installation. It's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, so together Ralph and I are going to save the organ world. How about that? Wonderful. And this has to be, well, it's definitely my favorite organ here in Germany, but it has to be one of my favorite organs worldwide, just because everything in it is so perfectly balanced. All the voices, they've been beautifully voiced together, they balance together, they harmonize together. It's a perfect instrument, it really is. It's difficult to say that about an organ. It's a perfect instrument. I'm going to turn the extra blower off. There's an extra blower for the tuba. It has its own motor. So I'm turning that off so we get some of the background noise eliminated. Wonderful, wonderful instrument. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. I think it's delicious. It's so delicious, you really just don't know what to play. That's the amazing thing about it. Now here's the other crazy thing about it. On the entire organ there are two, well, theoretically 3 mixtures. There's a mixture on the solo, which just adds to a bit of brightness. There's a plein jeu, a French-style mixture up on the French organ, which again just adds a little bit of brightness. There's a cornet up there, which, well, I don't know. Do you use that as a mixture? You can use it to add a little bit of spice on the top end, but that's it for the whole organ. 2 mixtures. There's no swell mixture. There's no great mixture. There's only that mixture on the solo there. But when you have your full organ sound with those mixtures there, it's delicious. It has everything you need. Here is a typical, shall we say, English organ sound. I'm going to put this together. We're not going to go overboard, but I'm just going to add a few bits and bobs and get this sort of typical English sound. In fact, let's have that and that. I think that'll do, actually. I think that'll do. And I'm not adding the mixture yet. So that's just your sort of 8, 4 and 2 principal chorus. If I then add the mixture there, that little bit of brightness. Now, interestingly enough, I can do the same thing. I'll add the French organ. So I've got the sort of basic French chorus, I suppose you could say. So I can add that down to here as well. Let's add some pedal as well, just to get that sounding good. So now I've got the French and the English organs together with the principal choruses. Let's switch the mixtures off for now. Add the French mixture. And then the English mixture. That's just a big, beautiful, refreshing sound. There's nothing over the top about any of it. In the church here, the organ sounds and feels absolutely amazing. No, let's go with a local hymn. We're in a local church, so let's go for a local hymn. And the other day I wanted to play this, but I didn't, so I think we'll do it today. Actually, no, I'll tell you what we will do. Let's do this. You might recognize this from another video. Mein Gott, wie schön ist deine Welt. My Lord, how beautiful is thy world. Or, what a wonderful world, I suppose. Isn't that a beautiful tune? Absolutely delicious. What an amazing instrument. This is the first time I've played this organ where I haven't had my own registrations all set up. Normally, I spend an hour and a half here getting beautiful registrations set up, an amazing crescendo, some solo things, etc., etc. Today I'm doing it all by hand. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you our special guest for this evening. It's not Cam playing, it's not Christian playing, it's not Marco playing. This is my good friend Thomas. Now, you don't know Thomas under his name Thomas, but you have seen him before. Thomas played during our Gartshore gang competition, and he played his Chinese flute during our competition. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the young chap I naughtily call Xing Shang Shang all the time, because I can't pronounce it properly. How do we say it properly?
Zhanghua Xiangsheng.
Xing Shang Shang. Okay. I'm sticking to Xing Shang Shang. I would never be able to pronounce Chinese. It's a very difficult language, isn't it? But you study Chinese, don't you?
No, I learned a little bit, but not very much.
He's very modest. He's very good at learning Chinese. Thomas was invited to come today as well, and Thomas has brought with him his Irish flute today, and it's a beautiful instrument. Can you tell us a little something about the Irish flute?
This is from a whistle maker in Belfast. And it's my favorite whistle, actually. Mm-hmm. I think it has the best sound. I also prefer wooden whistles because of their sound. And yeah, that's it, actually.
Yeah, beautiful. We've just had a little practice. So what we decided, we've got a European organ, a French organ upstairs, an English organ downstairs. We've got a German performer. We've got a Scottish-German performer. We have an Irish flute. So we put all of that down on a piece of paper. We worked out the average. We got Marco to work out the average because he's our local engineer. And the average of that came out as Scottish. So we're going to play a Scottish piece of music for you. A huge thank you to Thomas.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. Beautiful. A beautiful Irish whistle, Loch Lomond. Gorgeous. Thank you very much. I look forward to more.
Okay.
Next time
Me
with the
too.
Chinese flute, okay?
Okay.
Chinese flute, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up in the comments. Do we want some Chinese flute next time? I think we do.
Okay.
Let's do it. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
friend Rasbaz with Naughty Salome. Wonderful. What did you think?
It's difficult.
It's difficult. This is interesting because we've had a couple of people trying out the organ today, and the first thing that they all get is when you press the keys here until you actually hear the sound, because one organ is way above your head and the other organ is half a mile away in the other part of the church. and by the time you press a button and nothing happens at first, there's that millisecond or several milliseconds. In fact,
you really have to get used to it.
Yeah, you really have to get used to it. It takes a while. Here comes the... Oh, thank you. Has that been like that all the time? Has that been like that all the time? Oh dear, professionalism is everything. As we get towards the end of the day, we tidy everything up. Was that like that all the time? It's live, ladies and gentlemen. Marco, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.